But once again, welcome. It's nice to see a nice turnout tonight. I want to apologize for not being able to attend last month's meeting. I was on an annual vacation pick, so Captain Hall had done a great job, as always, filling in for me. I'm going to begin with our crime stats in the precinct. It's total turnaround from last year. Last year at this time, we were struggling significantly in a lot of major crime areas. This year it's just the opposite. We're doing fabulous all around. And one crime which I had spoke about in the earlier meetings, which we were up last year and it continued, the trend continued into this year, we certainly really turned it around. That's with stolen cars. Over the last 3 weeks, a car hasn't been stolen in the confines of the precinct, which is quite remarkable considering we were averaging about 6 or 7 a week, which is just about 1 a day. Great, just a tribute to the hard work of the men and women of the 102 precinct. With that, robberies and other violent crime, we're down almost a little more than 45% as opposed to last year. One of the contributing factors, which I feel, is what I had spoken about all last year and beginning of this year, and I want to pat you on the back for getting it out there. All the information that I give, especially with the youth robberies, with the sidekicks, and a lot of it revolves around Richmond Hill High School, with just getting the education out to the kids, letting them know, do not take out your sidekicks unnecessarily. And although, it's not 100%, but we've really come a long way, and things are certainly going in the right direction. Burglaries, last year we had a phenomenal year. We finished down a little more than 17%. The trend is continuing this year. We're also down 17%, and that's certainly going in the right direction. And one big crime, which was a thorn in my side all last year, which we finished up last year, was grand larcenies. And there's all different classifications of grand larceny, whether it's from the person, all this sophisticated, and the crime of the time, the identity theft, where someone steals your identity and they make a tremendous amount of charges on your card using your PIN number. It's still a problem, but it's not as bad as last year. It was just such a tremendous problem last year. Another big factor which I want to thank you is when you leave your stuff in your car, the credit cards and that type of stuff. That's also down this year. And just your unattended property. Just people leaving their stuff, their wallet down, putting it on a counter in a store for a half a minute, they get distracted, turn around, and the wallet's gone, that type of stuff. So everybody here is doing a great job with that, and I want to thank you for getting it out there. But one big classification which really jumps off the page has to deal with the cars as well. It's unfortunately, if someone buys a nice car with expensive tires and expensive rims, you may come out in the morning and you'll see your car on milk crates or cinder blocks, and your 4 tires and 4 rims are stolen. This year, so far to date this year, we've had 2 of those where the tires and rims were stolen. Last year, at the same time last year in 2008, we had a total of 15. So we're really doing a great job there as well. And the violence, we had 2 shootings earlier this year, one on February 8th and one on February 18th. Both of them were closed with arrest due to the great job of the detective squad upstairs in the precinct. And last year at this time we had 2 as well. So we're certainly going in the right direction there as well. An issue which was concerned about, was brought up last meeting, is with the school safety vans. They were parked on Myrtle Avenue between Lefferts and Hillside. That whole thing is cleared up now. There's no more combat parking on the street, and with the help of Police Officer Remsen and Police Officer McEvoy, my community affairs officers, we got that done. And with the help of the school safety officers as well, and the supervisors there, so that's all cleared up. And another issue which is always spoken about at all meetings, whether it be at Richmond Hill Block Association, our community council, our meetings in Ozone Park, is graffiti. We had done a cleanup about 2 or 3 weeks ago with Officer Sinona, who basically is the coordinator in the precinct of the graffiti. Did a very good job, and we have another one scheduled for May 9th. We've already located a lot of spots, which are going to be the first ones cleaned up. We got the waivers for them, we got the paint, everything's on board, and we got a lot of volunteers. Additionally, there's no other command within the borough that makes more graffiti arrests, does more cleanup, so I'm confident that it's a never-ending battle, but it is a quality of life issue with like everything else, and we are addressing it the best we can, and it is certainly a priority in the 102 precinct. I don't believe it's just teenagers that are just out for vandalism. It's the older person who's more or less destitute and desperate, looking for some money, and breaking into cars and going through the cars and looking for anything, looking for a GPS that would say, for argument's sake, costs $300, and he's just looking to sell it for 20 bucks.
That's what they took for me, the GPS, some tools around the car.
Yeah, you can't, you know, obviously.
I have the GPS exposed in the windshield. I have it inside the glove compartment.
You know, people are aware of that. A lot of people do leave it in the windshield, but they're also aware that people do not take it with them and they'll just throw it in the glove compartment. So it was a tough thing, and we're going to address it the best we can. Yes, Murray.
In Kew Gardens, Captain, the flavor of the month is graffiti. And have you detected any trend as to who the culprits are? Are they gangs, as some suspect? Are they creative individuals? What do we know about them?
Well, my coordinator has conferred with the vandals unit, who just basically works with graffiti, identifies graffiti. All they deal with is graffiti. At this time, I cannot give any clear indicator that it is gang, although it's quite a possibility, but I'm not going to put it out there that it is. And you know, it is going to be part of our cleanup as well. That noise pollution that you just spoke about, I remember at the meeting exactly last year with the warmer weather. You know, winter has passed the warmer weather, and that was brought up last year. And it's sort of like graffiti in a sense. You know, it's a big quality of life issue, and it's sort of like graffiti as far as that's a never-ending battle too. Because we could set up a checkpoint, let's say for argument's sake, on Atlantic Avenue and let's say Woodhaven Boulevard, and we stop all the vehicles that are playing the music excessively loud. And then once we, you know, we're not at that checkpoint for 24 hours, 7 days a week. And once we break it down and move to a different location or stop the enforcement there temporarily, you know, you're going to have cars come by with music playing excessively loud. So it's certain. And to answer your question, as far as the officers just turn their backs to it, that's not true. It is addressed. I mean, worst case scenario, we'll just tell the individual to turn the music down.
Well, I've seen this with my own eyes, Captain. We'll just cruise right past a police car or something, and either the cops are not taking notice. I don't realize how they cannot notice it, because you can certainly hear it.
No, that may have been just an isolated, unfortunate incident. I'll get it out to all my supervisors. We'll get it out to all the officers that's an issue in the precinct. It's quality of life and something we address. It's as bad as
Atlantic Avenue, 104th area.
Okay, well, that's something like for argument's sake, like graffiti, panhandlers, vendors. It's something that's a quality of life issue, and it is addressed as well. I mean, there's a lot going on, and it's just another thing we will address.
Also, did I understand you correctly, saying there is no problem with police manpower?
Don't say that.
I mean,
yeah, especially on record.
Of course, you know what?
I've been reading that the police ranks are down.
Well, you know what?
Yeah, we down.
If I was told tomorrow that I'm going to receive 50 new police officers, I'd have a smile from ear to ear. But you know, the officers that are in the precinct across the street do a fantastic job day in and day out. They give me the effort every day, so they are getting the job done. So I'm not going to say, I would never blame manpower. The officers in the precinct, the 102 precinct, work very hard and they get the job done every day. Thank you very much, and look forward to seeing you next month.